as we've been reporting, there are hopes, talk at least, of a last-minute deal. What do you think at this stage the likelihood is of the two sides striking a deal in the coming hours?
Well, it does look pretty unlikely. At the moment, both sides have pushed themselves into a corner. I dare say Mr. Tsipras more than the EU, because there were various attempts in trying to soften the bailout package, trying to soften the conditions. There were sort of concessions on this side, concessions on that side. So the EU, or the Eurozone rather, is very, very upset at this stage. Even his best friends, even Juncker and Martin Schulz, the two heads of the two big EU bodies, of course, the Commission and the EU Parliament, they feel betrayed. They feel that their trust has been shattered because Mr. Tsipras came and talked one line in Brussels and another line in Athens. And I think the biggest problem is also the way this referendum is being phrased. It's not a referendum for the euro or against the euro. It's a referendum. Do you want this austerity package that's throttling you all, or don't you? And if you do agree to this austerity package, by the way, you're losing your government. So I think that's not a really fair question to start with. And last ditch attempt to salvage it. What could be possibly put on the table? The biggest problem right now is the default on the IMF credit. That's sort of the last nail to the coffin. If they don't pay the IMF debt, obviously they're not going to get anything from the Eurogroup and from the EU. So where do we go from there?
I was going to ask you about that. What if Greece defaults then? What happens?
Well, there's still two types of scenarios. I mean, theoretically, of course, you could have a default inside the euro. But in order to have a default inside the euro, you would have to have a cooperative government. At the moment, we don't have a government in Athens that's cooperating on anything. Whatever possibility there is to put up some money, is it through privatization? Is it through tax, which doesn't make that much sense, admittedly, but which is through getting the tax evaders, the fat cats, so to speak. Even that, there's a leftist government there that came into power by saying we're going to get the fat cats that taking the money out of Greece. And what are they doing about it? Nothing. So at the moment, if Greece isn't going to give something, there can't be an orderly default or a partial default. They're not going to call it default inside the Eurozone either. So it's all going to be very dramatic and disorderly, and it's anybody's guess where we're going to go from here.